to my boy Michael's house. About to pick him up. Then we're gonna head to get some coffee and have a little chat. Today's episode is gonna be titled "Appreciate That Man." But everything is just normal conversations, how we normally do it, and it'll be me video, but both are. We're gonna have fun, y'all. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna get into it. Oh, Michael outside waiting too. Oh, he already waited to go. How y'all doing? Hope y'all doing well. Got the black jacket on, man. You dressed in all black, huh? You been reading some Noel comic books?
See what?
You been reading some Noel comic books?
No.
No. No, the Man in Black.
Oh yeah. No.
The King in Black.
You know he's back.
I know, that's why I said I brought it up. I was like, hold on, the King in Black.
He's back.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Black's always been like.
I would agree. I like black, but I'm a big orange fan now. I like the color orange. Purple too. I like purple as well. I got the Gengar hat. That's purple. That's why I like wearing that hat mostly. How you been?
Yeah, Gengar's my. I've been playing since like Red and Blue, right? So
Yeah.
Gengar was like.
OP.
Gengar was my guy.
That looked like it was overpowered. That's what he was.
Gengar's been my guy for a fucking minute, man.
Gengar was overpowered.
Fucking. It's funny. It's hilarious because like every time I've gotten a partner.
What's up?
Every time I've gotten with a partner.
Yep.
How the fuck? I don't know. I guess it's like ever like one of those weird running jokes where you kind of see what you can get away with.
Yeah.
Every partner I've ever been with, I've somehow convinced them to get a Gengar tattoo on their ass.
And they actually got the Gengar. They got that too.
Yeah. Every fucking one of them. Every fucking one.
But it actually it looked cool. Like Gengar looks cool. Like
it'll literally it's either like on the ass or just below the cheek.
And he looked mischievous too. Like he looked like he's on some devious shit.
Right.
Yeah. No, I like Gengar a lot. I ain't gonna lie. And I think it's just he was just a strong ass Pokemon too. That's why I respected all the super strong Pokemon that you just wouldn't expect to be that like damn strong in the game. If you fought Gengar, especially in Pokemon Stadium, he's about to beat your ass. Like Gengar was strong as shit.
Right, like a lot of my friends would give me shit back in the day because I'm like, dude, why is it like they're like, bro, like every time a Pokemon game come out, even though they got new ass fucking Pokemon, bro, you always be running with them old motherfuckers. I said, because, bro,
They still the best.
right? Fuck, bro.
When I think about it, I'm like, everyone thinks that when something comes out, that after that, the second thing is gonna automatically be better than the first thing. It's like, no, you goof. They took so much time to figure out the first thing that thing always is gonna have an edge over the second thing. To me, in most cases.
Right. Like when did you ever play Violet and Scarlet?
So, I've played. You talking about the Pokemon games?
Yeah.
I played Red, Blue, Yellow, Silver, Gold. Nope. Didn't get to Violet and Scarlet.
Okay, so Violet and Scarlet introduced this wonderful thing.
Yeah, I played Silver and Gold was where I stopped. I got out of Silver and Gold.
So Violet and Scarlet introduced this wonderful thing where your Pokemon, they're called like Terra Pokemon.
Okay.
But they can be multiple, like 2 or 3 multiple types now, right? So you can have a Pikachu.
Like a fire and a water type.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
They do a combo Pokemon. Like
right.
Wait a minute, no.
Right. So.
That mug, the sea in the air.
Yeah. Right. So when I was playing my buddies, because I'm the only one that got the Violet version. Everyone else got the Scarlet version.
Okay.
And I was playing with my buddies. I'm like, bro, what? Because they was laughing.
Well, first, what's your favorite version? Of all of them,
period?
yeah, of all of them, yeah, of all of them.
OG Red and Blue.
OG Red and Blue, yeah. It's hard to be Red, Blue, and even weak Yellow,
right, because I feel like everything after Red and Blue got dumbed down.
It got dumbed down, yeah, I agree.
Right, because even in Scarlet and Violet, like when I was a kid and I played Red and Blue, right? No matter what the fuck you did, bro, you was always getting attacked by motherfuckers.
He was, yeah.
But now the Pokemon games, it's we gonna attack you, but before we attack you, we're gonna heal you and your Pokemon up to full health.
Yep.
And then we'll fight you.
Yep.
Like, you for real, bro? Like,
dude,
I'm like 80 levels higher. Like,
yeah.
Okay.
Pokemon took a dip down, yeah.
Right,
the original ones were the best. Go ahead.
So playing my boys, like, they was saying, like, hey, like, who you got for a lineup, bro? And I'm like, you know, I got my Gengar, my Haunter, Ghastly, you know, I got, you know, a little bit, I got a, Dragonite.
Dragonite was always OP too.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Dratini.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got a Dratini.
Yeah.
And, you know, I got this and that. And they'd be like, alright, cool, bet. So we'd be playing, and they'd be like, bro, what the fuck? Because I'll go through my squad with them. And see, my main type has always been Ghost Pokemon, okay?
Yeah.
I like Ghost, I like my Psychic Pokemon, right? But now, I've got a Gengar that is Ghost, Psychic, and fucking Fairy type.
Yeah, see, that's where you see. So I started playing Pokemon Go, and I got into that and started kind of seeing how you started doing weird shit like that.
Yep.
That shit's not even fair. Like, certain Pokemon need to be just in their specific class, but they're already too strong. And then you give them other buffers, or you give them the type that they was weak against. Now they're not weak against that type no more.
Right. And
how you gonna deal with that?
Right, and that's what I'm saying. A Gengar that is both Ghost, Psychic, and Fairy type.
Yeah, like, come on, like, what the fuck?
And it's so funny just watching people rage. You're like, dude, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know, I got a fucking Dratini that is Lightning, Water, and Ghost. You know, it's just like just shit like that, right? You know what I'm saying? So it'd be funny as shit. But you know, it's funny that you brought up what you brought up today, because me being me and me being like into like tarot and all that good shit.
Yeah.
My message yesterday was at some point in November, I'm going to be called to do something I wouldn't normally do, or would almost always say no to. And it was, you are valued for what you have to say, start believing in it, and just do the thing you wouldn't normally do.
That's a great, who made that tarot? That's a great tarot reading.
So I was like, so I got up this morning and I read your text. I'm like, bro, I was like, what the fuck?
This was like a calling from,
I was like, what the fuck? I was like, all right, cool.
And I've always, just like for me, like I've always tried to get people just to come and have real natural conversations. Like, I just want to talk the same way I talk to you in real life. All I want to do is put it out there in the world, because I feel like it should be out there. I have nothing to hide. And I know a lot of people feel like, hey, I feel weird when I talk. I don't want to show my face. I'm like, I don't want no one's face. I just want a conversation, because people need like real conversations from real people. A therapist is cool. All that's great. But real life conversations from real people who've had real life experiences, that's what I want for the world. And that's what I'm trying to do. That's what my goal is.
That's why I got into peer support, because I can meet with a motherfucker that's going through some shit.
And talk, have a conversation.
And it's not in one of the settings where if you say something, I gotta report you for fucking saying.
You can say whatever. Listen, we are live. You can say what the fuck you want to say.
and it's funny too because fucking the last couple of nights I've been talking to people, because just friends and you know, just a lot of messages. Like, one of them was like, what can I ask you a question? I said, sure. Like, so you just turned 42, right? I said, yeah, why? So they're like, hey, you ever date anyone with kids? I said, yeah, why? So why is it that men like you are afraid to date women with kids? I said, it's nothing to do about being afraid of dating with them. I said, what it has to do with women are more worried about wasting their time. I said, because look, I've dated women with kids twice, okay?
Yeah,
and I've got my own two boys, right? I said, I want you to understand something. I said, the first time I dated a woman with kids, she brought them on everything we did from the get-go, from the very start. Yeah. And as a father, I'd be like, dude, you don't know me. You don't know who the hell I am. Why are you bringing your kids around me?
Yeah. Hi. Ooh,
Oh, yeah. I see. But you understand what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, I got you, yeah.
I mean, you don't even know me like that. Why are we doing this? Let's see.
Yeah, can I do a 16-ounce hot of the red velvet latte? Hot. Can I do a 16-ounce of the hot red velvet, please? Whatever.
16-ounce hot shaken espresso with the honey cinnamon.
You want to go? Come on.
Honey cinnamon hot latte.
See?
We can do like the honey cinnamon hot latte, but the shaken espresso, it's in shaken in place, so we can't make it hot.
And the latte's fine. It's okay. What else?
If you want to go, yeah.
Just a biscotti.
Yeah, two biscotti one.
I should have thought about that. It's shaken, so
Probably.
Is that for you today?
For here, please. Thank you. Appreciate it. Where you want to sit, my friend? Let's go. Yeah, let's go our little. Yeah, I like the little table.
But yeah, it's
I can chill.
so like kids, and then we get used to having some food around, and then they just a lot of women, I think, and even if you go back before social media, cell phones, all that good jazz, even for me growing up, right? I think a large part of it might have to do with the fact that, like, I'm trying to explain this. In a way that makes sense. It makes sense to me. I'm just trying to figure out how to say it. So, like, for me, call me crazy, call me weird. If you take the subject of makeup, right?
Yeah.
I know I wouldn't do it, okay? Because they want to be noticed, right?
Yeah.
I prefer my women with less makeup or no makeup.
I'm a no makeup person.
Right, right. Same here.
Yeah.
Right, I would rather see no makeup. Right, I'm somebody who, like, I can give an F less about, like, lingerie. Right, I'm more a, hey, if you're wearing my old band T-shirt, hey, that's awesome. Right, like,
Yeah.
I'm very, very simple.
No, so I like some lingerie. I ain't gonna lie. Some lingerie look
Sometimes,
good. Yeah,
sometimes,
the lingerie look good. I ain't gonna lie.
Sometimes, but, like, not every day, right? Not all the time, right?
Not all the time, no,
Right.
yeah. No,
So,
no.
like,
But I do like some lingerie,
right.
some nice little booty shorts. And
Right. But, like, I think from very early on, a lot of them are taught to be to dress, to look, to peacock, to be that center of attention, right? To be all eyes on them, right? So I think they get used to that, right? As things go on and everyone gets older and y'all get into relationships, I think that when they don't or are not the center of attention because they have a guy that comes home and has dealt with things and just wants to relax for a minute or whatever, that is something that they don't know how to handle, right? That's something that they weren't ever taught. I mean, I've had times where I've had, a female in my life, be it a friend, somebody I was partnered with, somebody I've worked with, who will go, hey, you look like you're having a bad day.
Yeah.
And there have been times where I'll take that as, like, I have had a bad day. And the next thing I'll hear is, well, you didn't even ask me about my day or what I've gone through today.
Yeah.
Well, we have talked like 5 seconds, man. 2 minutes, maybe tops, right? Like, I haven't even gotten a chance to segue into that yet, right? It was just an immediate, hey, what about me, right? And on one hand, I get it, but on the other hand, it's like, it would, as a man, it would be nice to be a little bit more appreciated sometimes,
Where do you think the lack of appreciation comes from in this time? Because I feel like our granddads, our dads, they got appreciated by their women, and in reality, they did more. They all had second families and this, that, and the third, but they were appreciated more. And they weren't working more than us. They weren't working harder.
Right.
They weren't doing any of those things. Right. I'm trying to figure out, and you might have a better answer to me because I don't know, where has the lack of appreciation for males in 2025 come? Because I feel like women don't appreciate males like they used to.
I think there's a lot of things. Like, okay, so, like, back when our grandparents, even our parents, would go court a female. And I say court because that's what they called it back then.
Yeah.
Usually, when you went to go meet a young lady, or when they would go meet a young lady, they would invest in her. Okay?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying men don't do that now, because I do believe a lot of us certainly do. I think a big difference is the fact that back then, if you were dating somebody, you're probably dating somebody from that town or that area, obviously.
Yeah.
And she was dating you. And the other people in the area knew that they were dating her, that y'all were dating, okay? And either one or two things were going to happen. Either the other males of the area would respect that, because I think there's a much different code of respect amongst men back then than there is today.
Yeah, there is no code of respect amongst men now. I think in real life there is, in real life settings. But online, hell no.
Right.
Yeah, these dudes is, little cowards.
So, it was either that, or you would have, like it is, where you would have another guy in the area that would hit on your girl.
Yeah.
but you, as a man, would do something about that, right?
Yeah.
You would approach them, you would do something about it, right?
Yeah.
I think nowadays, I think that
One, you don't even know who's hitting on who.
right, right,
Right.
right, right. It's not only that, but I think a lot of issues nowadays is that as a man, if I meet a woman online, right,
Yeah.
I know I am statistically probably not the only guy she's talking to.
Yeah.
Okay. And I know that she's probably talking to a handful of guys, right? And that's fine. Let her do what she wants to do. Okay. The problem I get into is when it's, well, why aren't you spending time with me online? Dude, I have to have my own life. I'm doing my thing.
Yeah.
You're talking to like 3 other dudes, right? I'm gonna handle my thing. You do your thing. I think the reason there's a lack of respect is because, and like I said, once again, I know guys do it too, right? Guys will talk to like 20 other women. Women will talk to 20 other dudes.
Yeah, guys got a roster, females got a roster, everybody got a roster. of some
There's
sort, yeah.
there's no concept of loyalty,
Yeah.
right? There's no code. There's no none of that. I think a lot of the issue also is that a woman can tell a guy, this is exactly what I'm looking for, and you will have a guy who will either change himself to fit what she wants, and that won't be good for her because she doesn't like the fact that he was so easily broken, right? If he remains himself, it's fine at first. She likes that. But eventually, it gets boring, right?
Yeah.
Something has to happen. Something that has to create a spark, cause
gets boring.
chaos. Right. There has to be some sort of chaotic moment, like, oh, by the way, so this new guy at work pinched my ass today. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
It's a good ass.
I'm glad he pushed it.
You know what I'm saying? It's like if you don't respond, they think you don't care.
Yeah.
And if you do respond, oh, what are you, jealous? It's that need to create. It's that need to create chaos. I think that ultimately, just from my perspective, and once again, I could be wrong, I think that a lot of women, just like a lot of men, like to know that they are the one. They are chosen for who they are, okay? They don't like predictability. I know guys who don't like a lot of predictability, you know? I just think that things are just the way we do things, the way things were done back in our fathers and grandfathers' days is way different than we do them now.
Yeah, and I think
a lot of us men have been brought up either by our fathers, our grandfathers, or our older uncles, right? So a lot of us still have a lot of those values
I agree.
that were instilled in them, but those values don't always work in a setting of today.
Yeah. I just think that when you're able to magnify everything that shouldn't be magnified, like we can zoom things into 1,000 that shouldn't be zoomed in at all. Right? People's personal lives, like when it comes to relationships and stuff like that, we should be able to zoom into this from an outside perspective as much as we can. There's so many voices, and what you said in the beginning, when you would meet a person, right? Because there was no social media, there wasn't these ways and outlets to get and talk to people. You can say, hey, I like old girl from around the block. And everybody know who old girl is, you know who old girl is, and you guys are all trying, right? Because you guys all probably like her. And if you're the one that gets it, you as men end up respecting that. Right? So then you don't even, now she's off limits, right? You're not gonna do that. You got a few snakes out there. You got that one snake homie or that one person that might be like, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna try to hit that. But we all know that was that 1 or 2 people. Now that's 1,000 people. If your girl go online at all and she posts anything, 1,000 people could potentially, and you don't know where they from, you don't know what they look like, you don't know if they even real or not. Could go in there and give her all these compliments and all these things that maybe you can give her too, or you have been giving her, or you have gave her in the past, but maybe not today. Oh, you didn't call her beautiful today, and 1,000 other dudes did. So now she thinks, oh my gosh, look at all these other dudes. They all think I'm beautiful. You don't think I'm beautiful? I'm with you. What are you talking about? I'm the one right next to you. I'm the one that did all the extra stuff. Of course I think you're that. But I think the expectations for us to be able to keep up with
Right.
all the other stuff that
Correct.
the men in the past didn't have to is the problem.
Correct.
They didn't have to deal with all these thousands of people trying to say this, trying to say that, and then financially. Everything was cheap, man. It was real easy to take a girl on a date, get some roses, do all that stuff. Then you could probably go just pick the roses for real. Pick the roses and put them together yourself. You can't pick no roses nowadays. Where you picking where you getting the flower from?
Correct.
You ain't getting the flower from outside. You can't. They say the romantic stuff. All the romantic stuff is outside. People don't like going outside no more. Everything romantic you watch in the movie is outside. And women don't like going outside. They want to be inside with the cameras on and the lights and they makeup and all that stuff. So I'm like, how do you want romantic stuff when everything romantic is typically in isolation and outside?
And this goes back to my original comment about how they will you guys will literally discuss. They will literally lay out what they want, and as a man, you try to deliver it. But if in delivering those things, you become predictable, you become the safe option. They have to create that chaos. They have to mix it up a little bit, either with it, oh, you know, some guy did this, or I felt special because they complimented me, and I haven't felt that way from you, but I literally do the same thing. Yeah, but like I hear it every day from you. It's. I think they have an idea of what they want, but they don't know what they want. Even when they say they know what they want.
I don't think any woman truly knows what she wants until it's presented to her, until there's options presented.
Right, and even
there needs to be options presented.
Correct, and even when the options are presented,
there's still confusion.
Right, because if they feel too safe, right?
Yeah.
Or I've had somebody go, "You're literally the only guy to ever give me a gift or ever give me flowers," and it creeps me out because nobody's ever done that before. And as a guy, I'm like, dude, like, what the hell?
I was just trying to be nice.
Right. It's like, not even trying to be nice, but it's like, you have mentioned never being given a gift, never being given flowers, like 3 or 4 times. Okay, I'm picking up on this. I'm hearing you say this. You appreciate them, but it throws you off guard because you don't feel like you deserve them because it's weird because nobody's ever done that before, so you don't understand what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's like I'm doing it because like I've been trying to find something that I could just, hey, you know, here's my appreciation, right? Like I care about you. Like I'm trying to get to know you more, right? Like, you know, and it's not even with relationships. It's with friendships. Period.
It is with friendships too. It's not even just relationships. I think there's a level of humility that people have lost.
Right.
Like so I'll go for women, right? Every woman thinks she's 3 or 4 points higher than she actually is on a rating scale, right? Every man thinks he's 1 or 2 inches taller than he actually is. Every the humility that needs to be had, and the only way you truly humble a person is through real life pressure, right? That's why, like you said before, like when everyone in the block knew that Cindy was the best, Mandy, whatever name you want to use, let's use some random name, was the best looking girl on the block. Right? You all had to compete for that. And that created pressure. And that pressure made you do things that would make you better, not goofy. Because right now, the social media pressure makes you do stupid shit.
Right.
Like lose your house at home and take this girl and spend all this extra money.
Right.
Like
back, yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm sorry for cutting you off.
Go,
but yeah, like back in the day, if you saw a girl you liked, right?
Yeah.
You're right. That created the pressure to perform.
Yes.
And I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm saying that
it's a good way.
Right. I'm saying that if you lack certain things about yourself, right?
Yes.
If you weren't educated enough, if you didn't have enough muscle, if you didn't have that perfect or that ideal build that she was into, you didn't have a car, you didn't have whatever it was, right? You would better yourself.
Yes.
In hopes to land her, in hopes to get a chance with her, right?
Yes.
And even if you didn't get that chance, you still bettered yourself.
And a lot of guys are not bettering themselves. And then when they do get a girl, they do go on a date, or they do reach out, it's with the hopes that I can get her and get to the next step and do all these things. But in reality, they know in the back of their minds, they didn't have to do anything to earn this.
Right.
And they don't have to do anything to keep this. So they're not going to try hard to make themselves better. So you think you're getting this baller because he tricked you online with all this fake stuff. But then when you meet him in reality, you have to deal with him like, oh, he's a bum, or he's lazy, or he's this.
Right.
Well, there was no pressure to make him to have to be those things you actually want.
Right. It's I mean, I'll use two examples of friends that people that I used to associate with that I don't any longer. I've had a lot of people come to me for advice on different things in life. Okay. I had a female friend come to me and was like, "Hey, as a guy, I want your advice because I don't know what to do with my man." Okay, what's going on? Well, we have kids together. Okay. But he refuses to work. He won't get a job. Refuses to work. Refuses to take any accountability for anything. I feel like I have to hold 2 jobs down just to support us and our kids. Okay. Why are you with him still? Oh, because I'm not that kind of girl. I'm not the kind of person that would leave somebody. Okay. But so what are you looking for? Well, I'm just trying to figure out how I can get him to work. I can get him to do things. I'm like, well, have you tried talking to him?
Have you tried to have a conversation?
Nope.
Let's start there.
I said, well, that's probably the first key. I said, let me ask you something else. So you haven't tried talking to him. You're not that kind of girl because it's not, she was very, very, the churchgoer type, right? So it's very looked down upon for the divorce and all that good jazz.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, all right, so let me ask you another question. Before you guys got together, how hard did he have to work for you? Oh, well, he was always just around. That's not what I'm asking. I get that he was always around, right? But like, did he have to do anything?
Yeah, to court you. Like, what did he? What did he?
Well, you know, he was just always there, and I could always just talk to him, and he'd listen. Okay. What did he do for work before you guys got together?
Good question.
Nothing. Okay. Do you know about any of his last relationships? Oh yeah, I know the last 2 people he was married to. Okay. And how old do you know? Oh, we're good friends. Okay. And do you know why why the divorce happened between his last 2 relationships? Oh yeah. They got tired of the fact that he refused to work. I said, so let me get this straight. You knew. How long have you known? Oh, I've known him since his first marriage. You've known him since his first marriage. You watched him go through a second marriage. Both marriages failed because he didn't work. He married you, now you have kids with him, and now you're upset asking me for help because you don't know how to make him work. I said, if it didn't work for the first 2,
It ain't gonna work for you.
what were you thinking? Well, I thought that, third time's a charm, that's what they say, right? So you were arrogant enough to think that you were going to change him. That's not on him. This whole issue is not on him. It's on you because you assumed he was going to change for you instead of you having a conversation with him and you already knew, and yet you still chose to have kids with this man.
And I'm guilty of that too on my side. Like
Well,
with
and
friends,
right.
with relationships,
Right,
like
and this is-
hoping people will change,
Right.
assuming,
We all-
expecting,
we all do it
to be what you want them to be, like type.
I did it a lot when I was younger. I still catch myself doing it here and there.
Yeah,
But it's one of those things where it's like,
it's hard not to.
you know what it comes down to, right? Communication, right?
Yeah.
And being honest with each other and yourself. Another friend I knew.
Yeah. Done that quite a bit.
Right. Another friend I knew was dating a young lady for a few months. Okay. They'd always go to the same bar, same restaurant, same place. And despite going to the bar, going out to eat, doing this, doing that, he had decided, to finally ask her out, hey, I really like you, I want to date you. because you know they did things as friends beforehand.
Yeah.
So she finally gave him the chance to date. And instead of doing things that he knew were within his realm of being able to do,
Yeah.
he decided to do that thing that us guys do sometimes and decided to, you know, live beyond his means, take her on a date beyond his
Yeah.
means.
And a lot of guys, we gotta stop doing that.
And
Yeah.
agreed. So you know, I had a buddy of
Hey,
mine.
if you broke, you broke.
Right.
This is what it is.
Right. And I'm gonna get to that area right too. So like my thing is
You broke.
my thing is this. Is he sat there and he took her their first date, $1,500 date night to a steakhouse.
Yeah.
An upscale steakhouse, right? So the entire time that they were friends, meeting at the bar, going to the restaurants, doing all these things,
Yeah.
the one thing that he never picked up on the entire time that they dated or saw each other was the fact that she was vegetarian. And he brought her to a steakhouse and ordered her a steak.
I hope it was good and I hope he ate it.
And then he called me because he was upset because he didn't get no play. He was upset because he didn't understand what the heck he did wrong.
Yeah.
He thought he was doing everything he needed to do. I said, you know, he did everything you needed to do, but pay attention to her.
And
you
that-
learned nothing about her. I said, you were focused on the end game. You were focused more about getting her in bed and carrying on with things after that night than you were about anything that led up to that point.
And for both of us having to deal with relationships pre-social media, like the girl I'm with right now, I met her online. I met her on Bumble. We talked on Bumble. I didn't go through that whole process of meeting her family and meeting all these people and learning about her and do all this in-depth stuff. Now I'm spinning game online, using my tactics to figure out how I can get this, that, and that, all that. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing all those things. But the thing that I missed within that was the process, the journey of having to be around you every day for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, and learning who you are as a person, learning your ins, your outs, learning about your family, you learning about me. That is the time that you need. And I think that's the time that social media in this day and age takes away, which makes it so the woman doesn't appreciate the man because she doesn't get to see him go through his actual phase of starting from maybe this little ugly ass kid that you didn't want to talk to now being this damn man who can do X, Y, and Z. So a woman can't truly appreciate a man without seeing his story. And she don't get to see the story. And we don't get to see hers either. Like, we don't get to see what the baggage is or any of that stuff. But I think it's hard to truly appreciate a person if you don't get to. And that's why we all love a story, right? We want the person that was knocked down. We want to hear the story, and we want to root for that person. We all want that more than anything. Every movie is based on that.
I mean, like I was saying before, like I think everyone has an idea of what they want. I mean, like, that's what we all do. We all dream, right? We all, hey, I would love a partner who this, and that, yada. But there's a big difference between living in the clouds and living in reality, right?
Yeah.
I think a lot of times we spend time in the clouds as opposed to being grounded. I mean, I know myself when I date somebody, when I go on a date, when I meet somebody, when I meet a good friend, when I meet friends for the first time.
Yeah.
Right? I purposely dress down. Purposely. I'll put on a pair of raggedy ass sneakers.
Just so they can, like, see how they judge you?
Right.
Okay.
Because it's like, here's my thing, right? If you're willing to fuck with me and hang around with me and chill with me and be cool with me when I look raggedy as fuck, then I know chances are that you're going to appreciate me as a person when I elevate, when I move up.
See, I do the same thing.
Now-
I do the same
now-
thing similar in different
now-
ways. I might be more extreme with mine, though. I'm gonna tell you mine in a little bit.
Now, if I've noticed that
Yeah, this is gonna be good.
if I start dressing in the suits, right? If I start dressing in the suits, if I start getting everything combed and
Cleaned up,
trimmed and
yeah.
cleaned up and looking good and smelling good, then the minute that I've had something happen in life, like a setback, like being on the like I dated somebody once and ended up in the hospital. And her words were, I didn't sign up for you being sick. I didn't sign up for you being laid up in the hospital. Okay, cool. Well, see ya.
Yeah.
And she was more offended that I was like, all right, see ya, than I was. I was offended too. I was like, dude, I was like, what the hell? You know, we dated for a couple of years and this is...
Yeah, this happened. Like,
right. But I think she was more taken back that I was like, all right, like, later, goodbye. Because for me, if you can't be... I'm looking for... When I date, I'm not looking for a girlfriend, right? I'm not looking for a side chick. I want a partner, okay? I want somebody...
Okay, explain what a partner is. 'Cause I think a lot of people don't understand the
here's
difference.
The thing. Okay, so here's the thing. I think people today want a boyfriend, want a girlfriend, want a relationship, husband, wife, whatever, okay? And those are great, all right? But I think a lot of those people live in the cloud sometimes where they believe that everything is going to be A-OK, happy honky-dory, the fairy tale, you know, that people grew up with. It's if they love me, they're never going to be mad at me. If they're happy, they're never going to be mad. I have to do everything as a man, as a woman, to make them happy. Okay, I have to make sure that their happiness, their protection, their safety, all these things are my number one priority. Okay, and I get that. I understand that mentality. Okay, the problem is that to me is not a partnership. Okay,
Yeah.
that is living in delusion world, right? Because the fact is you're not always going to make your partner happy. Okay, your partner is not always going to be happy, right? You're not always going to be happy with your partner.
Nope.
Okay. When I say I want someone to be a partner, I want a partnership. I want somebody that I can grow with, right? Somebody that we both mutually respect each other as individuals. I'm not Peter Pan, right? I'm not looking for a shadow.
He's on my Peter Pan.
I'm not looking for a shadow, right? If I get with you, it's because I'm very selective about who I get with. And if I get with you, then I believe that you have the potential to grow with me.
Yeah.
That we have the potential to grow together, okay? If you tell me, I don't care. You can tell me you're going to school for psychology. You can tell me that you're an apprentice tattooer, okay? Or body mod, somebody who does body modification, whatever it is. You can tell me you go work at damn Taco Bell, right? I don't care. The thing is, can you grow with me, okay? It's knowing that if something were to befall me, right? I could walk outside and look at the birds in the sky and get hit by a truck, right?
Yeah.
I want to know that the person I'm with, are they going to be good? Can they handle themselves?
Yeah.
Afterwards, right?
Yeah.
You know, especially if children are involved, right? Especially if businesses are involved, right?
Which they are going to be.
Right,
As you get
exactly,
older, you're going to be. It's inevitable. Like, you can't
Right.
avoid children. You can't
Right.
avoid real life and real world
Right.
things that you have to do, like business, making money, paying bills. Like, all that stuff is coming.
Right, like to me, there's a big difference between, you know, I hate that once again, there's a big difference between those who act like little girls and those who act like actual women, right? The women, like I've known women who handle their shit, okay? Who can handle their shit, and that's the kind of stuff that's who I like.
Those are those boss chicks, the
Right.
real boss chicks.
Right.
A lot of
You
y'all
know,
face boss chicks. There's some real ones out there.
There's a difference between the woman who will sit there and be like, buy me, gimme, don't I deserve,
Yeah.
versus the ones who will sit there and show the fuck up and handle their shit. Okay? You realize I was maybe 38 before I ever dated a woman who told me not to pay for her food.
Yeah.
Who not only paid for her own meal, but then paid for the entire check, right? Didn't ask for nothing. Handled her shit, right? When we hung out, we took turns. We split the bill. There was never a discussion of, oh, are you coming back to my place tonight? There was never a discussion of this, that, or anything else, right? It was always mutually equal across the board.
Yeah.
Okay. The reason why we did not take things further is because I had my own visions of where I wanted to be in life, and she had hers.
And you both knew that, so
Right.
it was easy to have a conversation.
Right,
Yeah.
right, and it was right. It was
Yeah.
equal. You know, she I won't lie. You know, as we dated, she dated other people. I dated other people.
Yeah.
Right. And she eventually went with somebody that was more aligned to her values. She had a business. She was with somebody. She picked somebody who also had the same passions that she did.
Yeah.
Okay. We were just different people, but that's one person I met that actually handled her shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Most women today that I've come across, it's that whole don't treat me like I'm fragile or frail, but I still want to be treated like a princess, right? I still want you to do all the things for me, but I still want to be my, you know what I'm saying? It's like,
So what's the end goal for a man in a relationship now? Like if you say, okay, if you do something right to get something out of it, right? We all do stuff, but we do stuff because we want to get something out of it. We ain't just doing something. We ain't doing nothing willy nilly.
nobody is altruistic as you
Yes.
say.
Okay.
That.
So we're all doing something to get something, and as a man, right? And let's say you're a single man in 2025, and your goal is to get a woman and to have a long-term relationship and all that. In the end, when it's all said and done, what do you really get as a man?
As a man, you know, you could sit there and say, well, you know, as a man, if you're lucky enough to get that perfect relationship, you can sit there and go, oh, well, you know what, as a man,
Like when you're 80 and you're sitting back and you're like, what did like how should you feel?
Right.
Like what? Like,
right.
like,
So I think that a lot of times when people, especially when men get to that age, one thing that I've heard more than anything is the constant list of regrets most of them have, okay, that they didn't do this because of that they settled too early, settled too late, did this, do that, right? I think as a man, like once you start getting up there 70, 80, 90 years old, you should get there and not have a lot of those regrets, right? Like I feel like as a man like you, I feel like you should be able to be more comfortable with yourself as you're getting to that point, okay? I think we as men have a need, not even so much a need, you know, I mean, like, yes, we want to be wanted, we want to be able to be a man, right? Like a lot of us grew up, like I said in the beginning, being told what is and isn't a man, right? But I think we spend so much of our lives trying to be things for other people that eventually along the way we let our own goals and dreams die. We let parts of ourselves die.
yeah.
And I think a lot of us do that because we don't have people that really to talk to, right? Because and so it's like, you know, when you're 80, yeah, you might have kids, you might have grandkids, right?
Yeah.
You might still have that wife, you might not, right? You might be in your house, you might be in a nursing home. I think a lot of guys go through life going, hey, you know what, man? Like, I want a legacy, I want this, I want that, I want to be remembered, right? Mm-hmm. And I hate to say this because I know it's depressing as fuck, but the sad thing is like, most people don't fucking remember people after 100 years. Most people
will be forgotten.
Right.
Yeah.
So instead of worrying about some grand fucking legacy you're trying to build, you should worry more about building yourself.
Yeah.
Being the best person you can be, not for your mom, your dad, your sisters, your brothers, your aunts, your uncles, your friends. You know, the only people that you should ever worry about being a good person for, or a person for in general for, is yourself and your children if you're a father.
I agree. Yeah, I'm in agreement with that. Yeah.
Okay. And the reason I don't include your partner is because they're gonna be, if you sit there and you base your entire self on what your partner does or doesn't want, in some way you're gonna kill part of yourself. Okay.
Yeah.
Like I said before, with me, if I meet somebody, I don't care if I express interest in somebody, right? One question I always ask everybody is, where do you see yourself in the future? Because I want to know, right? I want to know what your goals and your dreams are, right?
Yeah.
I want to know where you see yourself, okay? And if you tell me I want to be a lawyer, I've had women go, you know what, I want to be a lawyer. You know, I wanna be a tattoo artist. I want to own my own business. And then I will watch as I am doing my thing, as I'm trying to grow, trying to work on my physical health, my mental health, my job, and I will watch as they start to change things about themselves.
Yeah.
Well, I thought that if I did this instead, it would make you happy because you said that you don't like this. Right, I don't like it. But I like you.
Yeah.
I like the differences that we have. Right? I like the fact that we can disagree about things and you can educate me about things and I can educate you about things that we can
You
grow.
made it. I gotta jump in. This is on my mind. I'm sorry. I gotta jump in. This is like a really good
Like,
now and then point. Like, if you really think about, it's kind of, now it's all just clicking in my head. It's almost kind of fucked up. So, let's say 40s, 50s, 60s.
Yeah.
The man didn't have to kill a part of himself to get the woman and to become a better version of himself.
Correct.
He had to just work on himself, and the woman supported him working on himself.
Correct.
And all that support made those men great.
Correct.
Now, if I go meet a girl, her first thing is to try to make me kill a part of myself that is great or that is beneficial to me.
Correct.
In order to support either a need or want that she has.
Correct.
That's really not logical most of the time, or even possible to even ascertain as a man to give to her.
Right.
And each time you kill that part of yourself that made you that man that she wanted in the first place, you end up resenting her.
Right.
And that happened to me.
Correct.
It's happening to me currently a little bit. Like, as a person, as a man, I'm very aggressive, very passionate. I love fitness. I love moving. I love intellectual conversations. I love all of these different things. I've been with certain individuals that they don't see it the same way. They're not maybe intellectually driven. They're not maybe physically driven. They're not maybe goal oriented. And in them not being that, they're apprehensiveness or laziness or whatever. I'm trying to be nice. I ain't want to use laziness. Laziness, I gotta use the word. Fuck that. Y'all know I gotta be me. Laziness. Maybe they laziness into figuring out who they are as a person.
No.
Then makes me a lesser version of me. And then me being a lesser version of me makes me resent me more. It's not even that I resent them as much. I resent me because I look in the mirror and say, I am not who the fuck I used to be.
Right.
And if it's like I'm not who I used to be in a good way, cool. I'm that man now. But it's not that. It's never that. It's always, I'm not as strong as I used to be. I don't have as much money as I used to have. I don't have as many friends I used to have. It's always, I'm losing something.
Right.
Every relationship I've been in, I just kept losing more.
Correct.
I kept losing more. And now it's the point where I feel like I have 2 kids. I have a lady. If this ever ended, I'm never ever getting in another relationship ever again. And here's the reason why. Because I love myself more than fucking anything.
Right.
I really do.
Right.
And I realize in trying to be myself and trying to help people and do all these things that sacrifice who I am as a person.
Right.
And now I can't even be all of myself anymore. Even right now, like physically, it annoys me that I can't sprint and flip off a table and do all those things. I used to be able to. But I decided to sit down and have kids and do the things that I wasn't ready to do at the time.
Right, and I think
you know what I'm saying? And that is, like, for me, that hurt me in my ego and my will to, like, I didn't want to talk to anyone. Friends, family, anyone. And, like, I felt like me doing that, right, me sacrificing myself is unappreciated. Like, no one appreciates that I went through what I had to go through to help other people feel happy. No one cares. And as a man, I'm just like, why did I even do that? Like, no, like, so you mean I just, for what? And I'm gonna get older and older, and then what? No one's gonna care even more? I'm like, oh no, this is not even cool.
I can relate. Like when I was younger, when I was younger, I used to get told a lot that the one thing people couldn't stand about me was I'm a statistic person.
Yeah.
I love my statistics. I've learned a long time ago that people are very patterned. They have, even in how they talk, how their vocal inflection, their facial features, little habits. It's very easy to pick up when somebody is lying or
The
telling the
brain
truth.
loves a pattern.
Right.
All
And
patterns.
I've been told for a long time, you intimidate people when you walk in the room. There was a time I was pierced from head to toe. I looked like I have people that literally.
You was on the emo magazine.
No, this is before emo, my friend. Way before emo. Way before emo, right? So I used to wear the mohawk, a bunch of piercings, and part of it was
So you worked at Hot Topic.
no, I did.
What you
I
wanna
did
say?
not. I refused to work at Hot Topic. Oddly enough, I did a lot of customer service.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, I thought you were bad.
But Hot Topic was okay before. I think Hot Topic was the original home of the mall doc, right?
Yeah.
And then it turned into that whole emo thing.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, so.
They had cool stuff at Hot Topic though.
Right,
You had to go
I
in there.
will agree.
Yeah.
But part of the reason I used to dress like I dressed was because sort of two reasons. One, I liked the style at the time,
Yeah.
right? Two, I knew that by the way I dressed, I would get a lot of shit. I would get a lot of attention, both good and bad, right? But I'm one of those people, as you tell them, where I like to really have a good conversation with somebody.
Yeah, same here.
And I want to have a conversation with somebody that is a little more open-minded, that can actually understand how to debate, that can understand the difference of opinion without raging, so to speak.
Without being emotionally charged. I think a lot of people, their emotions go too happy, too sad, too this, too that. It's like, man, let's keep it right here.
So I figured, if somebody was going to approach me and they did want to talk, then chances are they were open for actual communication.
Yeah.
Okay? As I got older, obviously, be it different management positions, be it different jobs, I had to adapt, take out the piercings, do this, do that, all that thing. Man. I'm sorry, I just totally lost my train of thought for a second. But like what we were discussing beforehand.
We were talking about Hot Topic, and then you were going emo and golf, and going about being pierced head to toe.
Before all that, before all Hot Topic, I think it was. We were talking about like
The difference between relationships between men and females back in the day.
Right. I mean, like you could. I think a lot of times like you could just like I guess what I'm saying is like I could just express myself how I am, right?
Yeah.
That's what it is. I can express myself how I am. They can express how they are, right? People and people still do that, right?
Yeah.
The issue is that I dressed and I did what I did. It's like how nowadays I will dress down, right, in order to see how somebody responds to me, right? Because as I said before, I'm not trying to date I don't want Peter Pan shadow, right? If I'm dating somebody, it's because that is who they are.
Yeah.
Who they are is what attracted me to them.
Yeah.
Okay. If somebody dated me because of the mohawk, the piercings, or whatever, then I knew that they knew that is me. Okay.
Yeah.
The problem is a lot of people, both men and women, they don't share what's underneath all that, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of people only see the surface level, especially today when everyone's in a race to hook up with somebody, in a race to jump in bed with somebody, in a race to, I wanna fuck you so that I can figure out who you are as a person.
They ruin sex, bro.
That's not.
I don't even want to have sex with no other girls no more. Like it's
Right.
It's so crazy. I used to think that I would never be able to have sex with just one girl.
Right.
Now it's at the point I can't even see myself having sex with one. I can't.
Right.
It's like they ruined the mystique. Like the mystique is gone.
There's an old saying, right? There's an old saying.
No mystique. I see it all. I don't want it no more. I already know what it looked like.
Right. Right. It's like the old saying, why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free, right?
Yep.
So, or you know what I'm saying? I know that's probably not the exact same, but it's like in an effort to get a guy to like them, you will have a lot of women that will sleep with them.
Yeah.
Same thing with the guy. A lot of guys will sleep with women really quickly just to get them to like them.
Yeah.
Because it's that release of oxytocin, right? It's, oh my God, I feel great when I'm around them.
Yeah.
Well, of course you do, because they you know, you have them fuck. But then that's what the relationship becomes based on, right? It becomes based on sex. It becomes based on, instead of getting to actually know.
Every relationship right now is an exchange
Right.
of money and sex.
Right, that's it.
That's it. There's no
Correct.
actual trying to build anything anymore.
Right,
People say
because-
there is. There's not.
Right, because like, and this is why I dress down a lot of times, because if the moment you cannot give one or the other,
Yes.
you
People
no
are
longer
mad.
have value to them.
Yes, and for a man, the woman you can't give it up. It's a different level, and for a woman, it's the same thing. Like a woman, you can't provide this or that in this day and age. You're this, you're that, you're that, you're this, and I think that is the problem where we have to kind of come to some sort of resolution in our minds. Like, what do we want? Do we want to be boyfriend and girlfriend? Do we want to live a long, happy notebook life like the movie or whatever the hell? Do you want to go through turmoil? Do you want to, what do you want? Like, what do you want as people? Like, both
Right,
men and
and-
females. And there has to be a standard set. There can't be no, oh, this is what, these people can do that, these people can do this. Like, no, it ain't going to work.
Right, and I think that's the other thing too, is that there's a horrible habit of overgeneralization.
Yeah.
When a man meets a woman or a woman meets a man, they will say certain things, right? Like for me, a big thing I get with a lot of women is, and I've dealt with this ever since my 20s. I could go out with somebody, we can go out for drinks. We can go to a restaurant, have a glass of wine, do whatever, right? And the first question that always gets asked to me by the end of the night is, why haven't we fucked yet? And it's like, well, that's just not who I am.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, as a man,
I want to.
I want to. Right. But part of me goes, okay, so if I go ahead and jump in bed with them now, I don't want them thinking that is the only reason I'm having anything to do with them. Okay?
Yeah.
Also, with the way people are nowadays, I don't know. Like I said, once again, archaic in some ways. I'm one of those people where if I'm meeting somebody, chances are I am not going to jump in bed with them until I know that they're as clean as I am, alright? I'm not trying
And
to...
I think that's the biggest thing nowadays. You almost have to do it.
Right,
I
right.
think it's appropriate now to ask somebody, hey, when was the last time you tested? Show me the results.
Right, I mean, being in the military...
That's what I think now. I at this point, people out here are just too crazy, and you can't risk that.
Right, I mean, being in the military...
We gotta check the Carfax.
Right,
You gotta check the Carfax.
It's like being in the military, that's one thing I learned, because being on base, right?
Yeah.
Being overseas, being on a ship, anywhere, right? You're gonna deal with men and women, right? And you know people are sleeping on, you know people are hooking up. Right?
Yeah.
You know, I will never forget. I think the biggest eye opener I had was I was 18. 18.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm 42 now, so I remember being 18 and going about my day one day. And I remember we had one gal that would constantly pursue me every day on board my ship. Okay, I'm talking about, could you pour me a cup of coffee? Could you open my box of cereal? You know, the little individual candy boxes. Can you open my cereal for me? You know,
You better use your teeth.
right. I even had it one time. I had it one time where she'd go up to one of the petty officers, one of the first classes. He won't open my cereal for me. Can you make him open my cereal? He's being rude to me. Can you? I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah, what's wrong with you?
Like I have got no interest in you.
Yeah.
I've got no interest in you because I've seen the way you snake around the ship.
Yeah.
And I remember her trying to convince me that she's not that kind of girl. I remember a week or two later, after still trying to avoid her like the plague, I remember having to actually go up to medical on board our ship for the first time. And there's a line of people all up and down the ship.
Yeah.
And I always ignored it, wasn't curious, at the time. And so the further and further we got on deployment, the longer we got on deployment, and over time, this line of people would just slowly grow. I remember it wasn't until I had an accident on board the ship and I needed to get stitched up. And I went to go get stitched up, and I was like, I've always wondered what is with that line outside that door.
Yeah.
And I will never forget when a couple of corpsmen told me, like, oh, that line out there, that is the line of everybody coming up here to get medications like Valtrex and things like that help with like genital warts, herpes, all that. And I'm like, yeah. I was like, we're taught, in boot, we're taught in school the importance of safe sex, the importance of being tested, the importance of, not contracting STIs. So that is one thing that's always stuck with me, right? So it's weird because nowadays I still have that mentality, even at 42. But if I sit there and I ask a woman about that, it's just the instead of it being a like I said, I've had it maybe like once or twice where it's actually been like a mutual, hey, I appreciate you for asking. Most of the time it's been, are you serious? Do you really think that I'm that kind of girl? Or I'm offended that you would even ask. And see, to me, those are all red flags, right? Those are all
So
like.
here's why I say, I think everybody, when it comes, if you're gonna have sex with someone nowadays, in 2025, you need to ask a question.
Correct.
Hey, when was the last time you were tested, and what were the results? You need to ask that question because at the end of the day, people are going to say what they're going to want to. They're going to say what they're going to say.
Exactly.
But we've all been in a situation where we went and had sex, and she didn't check if I had a condom on. She didn't ask me if I was this. So how many other dudes did you do stuff with that I hooked up with, and then the same stuff?
I honestly can honestly.
And guys the same. Girls should ask guys. How many? I don't know how many girls you hooked up with in the last couple. Is you clean? Are you clean? I think you should ask that. I think that should be like number thing. Number one.
I agree. I wouldn't say maybe the number one thing.
Number one, hell no. I don't even know what's going on down there.
Right. I mean, I would say like after.
If you got HSV 25431, all these damn numbers, we ain't going further than this.
Right. Yeah, I get you. But yeah, it's like it's crazy. Like, man, either way, when I was younger, I definitely had a few moments.
Oh, I had a scare.
Where not even just a scare.
Oh, I had a real scare. Y'all want to hear my scare?
Yeah.
You want to hear my scare? Shit, I was I was in Chicago at the time, and I was having a good time, and I had this whole belief of like, nah, I don't like the way condoms feel. So I would always start with it, and I would ask a question too, like, hey, are you clean, all that stuff, and then I'm gonna take it off if I don't like how it feels or whatever the case may be. At the same time, I was going through like a new diet change. I was trying a bunch of different diets. So I went from eating like pretty much keto to like all vegetables, like an all vegetable diet. So I'm eating broccoli like crazy. I'm eating cauliflower like crazy. I'm eating anything green and it's a vegetable like crazy all the time. So a couple weeks go by. I go to the bathroom, and it's like a little tingle. Not like anything that burns, but like a little tingle, like just tingling. It just tingles. And it just keeps going on a day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, and it's just tingling. It's just not like it's burning. It's not like it's, but every time I go pee, it tingles weird. And when I was in 6th grade, I had an appendix issue that like when I would go pee, it would bleed. And it started off with a tingle too. So I'm like, wait a minute, this could be something bad, or this could be, and then in my head, I'm like, damn, I have been having some unprotected sex. I'm like, fuck. So I'm like, fuck it. I told one of my homies, I said, hey, because I'm an open person. That's why I'm telling y'all this story. I'm an open person. I'm going to go, like, say, yo, I got this going on. What do you think I got to do? He was like, yo, go get tested. Go test, because you never know. I'm like, all right, fuck. I'm like, you get tested? He said, hell yeah, I just got tested. I'm like, damn, I ain't been tested in forever. I'm like, all right, cool. So I went and got tested. And I went to the hospital, and then you go to the hospital, like, they don't give you your results right then and there. Like, they actually email you your results. So, I'm like, I went to the hospital, I go get tested. I'm like, I just want to get tested for everything. I've had some unprotected sex. I'm super honest with the lady, too, and shit. I'm like, I had some unprotected sex. It's tingling. I don't know what's going on. I ain't trying to have a Magic Johnson. I want to figure this out right now. If I got something I need to know right now, okay, I need to figure it out. I ain't trying to be out here stuck. So then 3 days go by because it's 3 days. It takes 3 days for us to get done, and I'm like sweating. Because at this point, I think it's over. Once you started tingling, I think it's done. I think I'm done. And then all my results come back, and everything is good. I don't have anything at all. And then I'm like, well, why is it tingling? And she was like, it's probably because your extreme change in diets. So like all the your pH of fuel, all these things are changing so rapidly that is causing that area to maybe go and switch. So give it about a week or two, or switch back to your old diet, and this should change. I switched back to my old diet, no more tingling. From that moment on, but that changed my perspective. I said, never again am I just going to be just all willy nilly doing stuff with anybody, because that was my scare. That could have been me, HIV, too, all like everybody else, and I could have been stuck. And from that point on, I'm asking you a question right away, or were you strapping up the whole time?
Right. You know, even right, it's like that's always been my thing. You know, like I'm not gonna. I mean, there's so many various things that can happen. You know, I'm not trying to mess around with nobody unless I know that they are clean. You know, and that's just always been my thing. And I think I've gotten more flack from that than anything else. It's
How you act them?
honestly, well, usually it'll get brought up.
Yeah, how you act somebody? Are you clean?
Well, right, cause so like for me, number one, okay. Once again, I learned in my time when I first started to date, I dated before the age of personal cell phones, before social media, right? So I grew up, and I didn't have my dad. My dad was not around, so he didn't teach me what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
You know, so I learned from older guys. I learned from, you know, people like, hey, if you go and you meet a girl, right? As a guy, yeah, you're probably gonna want to get some on the first date, but don't.
Yeah.
You know, because once she knows, once she has what she wants, or once you have what you want, what reason is there to continue things, right? Because before you guys even do anything, you guys are going to have expectations of each other, right?
Yep.
So my whole thing is, you know, is I don't mind waiting. You know, as much as I want to be intimate with somebody, I will wait. Okay, because I would much rather know who they are as a person first. Okay, I'm not trying to, especially on the first date. I don't know what they have going on.
Okay, but if it was a first date and you were to hook up and it just went there, how would you ask them?
How would I ask them?
What would you say?
I usually ask them, like, just as you said, you know, like, when is the last time you got tested?
Okay.
You know, when's the last time you got tested?
Yep.
Sometimes that'll get brought up beforehand, because sometimes on a first date, it's like, hey, why haven't we done this yet? Why haven't you taken me back to your place yet? Like, it's been a good night. Why aren't we going back to your place? You know, and it's like,
You know what? I've only had one girl ever ask me if I've been tested, and it was many of times after we had sex.
Right.
We've had sex for weeks, and then she finally, and she was like, I just want to make sure. Do you get tested? Are you tested? I'm like, yeah. Do you? I'm like, because now you asking that question. Now you got me feeling like you got something going on. Like, and that's what I'm like. Hey, I ain't asked this of you either. We've always done stuff like whatever, but for her just asking that question made me think like, only one girl's ever asked me that question.
right.
Ever.
Right, I've never had a woman ask me that, but
Why don't women ask?
they'll also, and see, that's why I always put it off. That's why I don't. That's why I don't rush it on the first date, because my thought process is, if I have a woman asking me why I'm not betting her that first date, or even after like an hour or two after the date, right? Then it's like, okay, if she's asking me this, and she's told me that she's gone on a few dates beforehand. Is this how she is with every date?
Yeah.
Is it that she's hooking up with these guys, not getting what she wants in bed, and that why the date not working?
Yeah.
So these are things I think about when I date somebody. Okay? So when I date somebody, that's why it's very much like, hey, I like you like that, but I'm still gonna be respectful. Okay, I'm still gonna, just because I'm not making a move on you doesn't mean I'm not interested in you. Okay, I hate to say it, I'm like any other person, right? I've got self-preservation in mind for the most part. Okay? I want to make sure that I'm not wasting my time.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to make sure that I'm not gonna regret something, right? If I am taking the time to get to know you, I want to get to know you before I get to know your body.
Yeah.
Okay. And I used to be the opposite of that, you know. I used to want to jump in and all that, but then the biggest complaint I would get from women is you just care about my body,
Yeah.
right? So, you know, yeah. I mean,
I'm at-
like I said, what it all comes back to is communication, right?
I'm asking questions right away. I think that's what life is. At the end of the day, you got to communicate. If you don't
Right,
communicate,
and
you
people
lose.
don't. Right, and like I said, it's both men and women. You know, I think as men, we always want to fix an issue. We always want to solve the problem.
Yeah.
We want to get to the root cause of things, and I understand that, right? Because I like to troubleshoot things, right?
Yeah.
Machines, computers, you know, people's problems,
Yeah.
right? And I think a lot of women just want to be heard. They want somebody that hears what's not being said all the time, okay? And I think we as guys want that too, but once again, we both men and women have their own set of societal pressures. What people believe men and women shouldn't do. I mean, you could look at today with everything going on today, right? Men are supposed to be the breadwinners, supposed to be strong, supposed to be this and that. You know, people say that, hey, you know, we want the guy that'll hold the door open. We want the guy that'll, you know, help us with this and that. But then, with all things in life, it's a very fine line, right?
Yeah.
And me, myself, I am not about boxing myself in. I'm not about walking fine lines, okay? Me, I'm more like, hey, this is who I am. You can either take it or leave it, okay? I'm not going to change myself. I spent too much of my life changing who I am for other people.
Yeah.
And if I get with somebody, I don't want somebody changing themselves because they think that's what I want.
And that's kind of where I want to segue into the end of this is like, I think the aspect of change.
Right.
So I used to always think, hey, I think you should be this way as a person. Let me come help you become that way,
Right.
and I'll try to make changes into your life
That's
and
what we
things
do
like
as-
that.
that's what we do
Yeah,
as
that's
men.
what we do as men, and that was wrong. I apologize to everybody I've ever done
Right.
that to. I should have never changed who you were as a person. It wasn't up to me to accelerate your journey
Right.
or to decelerate your
Right.
journey. You know, that's up to you of how
Right,
fast
that
or
is-
slow
that is
you
up- that
want to
is-
move
right, that is up to the
in life.
individual.
But
Correct.
it's also not up to you to dictate how fast or slow I move in life.
Correct.
And I feel like I've slowed myself down so much by changing who I am as a person
Oh, I agree.
to adapt to another person. And
I
I
think we all
also
have.
slowed them down by trying to speed them up
Correct.
and maybe force them into lessons in life that they're not really ready for. Or they're
Correct.
not meant for.
And I think we've all done that, both as men and women.
And then
And this is what goes back to the whole concept of a partnership, right?
Yeah.
It's accepting somebody for who they are,
yeah.
not what you think you can mold them to be. I've had so many people I've known who will be like, oh yeah, I made my husband a better husband.
Yeah.
I made my wife a better wife. So they're no longer the person you fell in love with them.
Exactly.
And then you wonder why your marriage sucks. You wonder why, you know, oh, we built this company together and I made you. Okay? And you wonder why things don't work because deep down inside, I feel like when people are told how to behave, or they're told, because like I think when people meet, everyone meets with this genuine, somewhat genuine version of themselves.
Yeah.
Okay? That's why you'll have women who will go, oh, what kind of girl do you like, right?
Yeah.
You'll have guys, hey, what are you looking for in a man, right? Who cares? I think the only reason people ask these questions is because they're insecure with who they themselves are themselves,
I
right?
agree.
Or they're trying to find some way to be the best ideal partner for the person they're meeting, right? So I think both men and women have this innate want to change to please people. And I think a lot of it has to come from the way in which we were brought up,
Yeah.
right? Where our mothers will say, hey, or our fathers will say, hey, this is how a young lady should be. This is how a man should be, right? This is how people should be. This is how you need to be in life. But you got to remember that our parents are giving us advice that they got from their parents, right?
It's just trickling down, yeah.
Right. And instead of people just being themselves and being happy with themselves, we conform for everybody. The one person we don't do for is ourselves, and that's both men and women.
So I have a question to ask you that I kind of want to leave for like younger viewers
Right.
more than anything. If you can go back to your 20s or maybe earlier in life, or just for anyone who's in their 20s or starting this journey of finding themselves as a man and looking to get to a point where they're 80, 90 and they can sit back and say, I feel good about the life I led. I feel appreciated. I feel respected. I feel like I've done my job. What would the 3 things a man should focus on to get to that stage in life? Like, what would be the most 3, and being selfish too, like, what would be the 3 things a man should truly focus on to get to that stage of life? Like, I feel appreciated. I feel respected. I feel like I lived a good life as a man.
Okay, so my advice is this. Number 1, stick to your guns, right? Have a backbone. Stick to your ideals. Stick to who you are as a person. Okay? As long as you are not physically causing someone distress, as long as you are living the way you want to live because it makes you happy, you're not causing harm to somebody else, do it. Okay? Because when you get older, the one thing you will begin to regret is all the times you've changed for everybody but yourself.
Yeah, that's so true.
Okay?
I tell you so many people, I'm like, damn, I don't regret that shit.
If you fall in love with somebody, if you care for somebody, do it wholeheartedly, right? Don't do it half-assed. Don't do it in a manner that it's like, oh, this person would be great if only they did that. Just experience. My best relationships have been people I've been an opposite with.
I agree.
Mainly because they can teach me and I can teach them. It goes back to that partnership thing.
This
right?
is why what the race I'm in now is, I would say, and we're gonna get back to the third thing. I would say out of all the races I've been in, this is the least compatible person, like personality-wise, all the way through. I'm with. We're like completely polar opposites, but I've learned the most from this person. I respect this person more than all of the other people, and that's why I had a baby with this person, because what I've learned through just watching her be her has taught me so much about myself.
Correct.
And I appreciate that more because I couldn't really see I saw myself in these other people, but I couldn't grow with those other people.
Right.
We both can grow together and become better versions of ourselves,
Partnership.
and that is what I like. Maybe whether she understands it or not, and gets it or not, or what I be trying to do, and all that stuff, like, that's what I appreciate. It's like, yeah, we're polar opposites, but if we come together and try to understand each other's abilities and strengths and weaknesses, then we gain more and we get to grow.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Number 3. Go ahead.
Number 3, I think 3 is going to be a little bit might sound a little weird, but number 3 would be for guys especially. Man, look, we are all going through shit. You are not the only guy going through shit. I guarantee your best guy friend is going through shit.
Yeah.
One thing that kills me as an older male, especially because all my friends have always been younger males who are maybe like 6 years my junior.
Yeah.
The one thing that I've gotten shit for myself is seeing younger males, even males I don't know. I will go up to them and go, hey man, you know what? Nice chain, nice shirt, nice shoes. Dude, I love what you've done. Dude, I don't even know you, and I just love your whole style.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing I have seen about that is that when a guy compliments another guy, it is automatically taken as, dude, I'm not gay.
You're this, you're that, yeah.
I'm not gay. I don't swing that way, bro. I'm not
Yeah.
like that, bro. When I was growing up, we could compliment other men, right? I could go to a gym and I could be like, damn, I could be like, damn, dude, I was like, how the hell you did? Like, dude, that's awesome. What's your secret? What's your tip?
We wanted to get better.
Right. We used to sit there and build each other up as
Yes.
men. We used to have each other's backs
Yes.
as men.
Yes.
Okay? I'm the kind of guy where if I come home and I found out that my woman is cheating, I'm not gonna get pissed off at the dude. You guys need to stop getting pissed off with each other over fucking women, man.
Yeah.
Go get that motherfucker a beer, because if she's willing to fuck you, bro, then
people.
you've done me a favor, my guy. You've done me a favor because you've taken her off my hands. I'm gonna get you a motherfucking beer.
Yeah.
I said, y'all need to sit there and start building. Stop fucking fighting with each other over the stupidest fucking shit, man. Build each other the fuck up. We already deal with enough bullshit in life, man. We already deal enough from everyone expecting things from us. Like you know how much better things would be if we built each other up instead of constantly tearing each other down.
That's what I've been trying to say.
Okay, instead of constantly going, hey man, you're not my daddy. Dude, right, I get it, but like, dude.
We homies, supposed to look out for each
Right,
other.
you know, I've had friends, I'm 42. 2 years ago when I was 40, I had dudes I knew who were 36, 35, 34, would come and knock on my door. Hey man, how do I tie a tie? Hey man, how do I shine my shoes? Dude, to me, these are things that our fathers should teach us, but I get it. Not a lot of us had fathers around. I didn't have my father around. What kills me is the fact that, like, with the invention of smartphones, with the access to Google, with the access to the internet, YouTube, there is so much knowledge to learn, and us men are so busy sacrificing ourselves, being different things for different people, that we have stopped educating ourselves. We have stopped enlightening ourselves. We have stopped growing our minds. You know, we have stopped taking care of ourselves physically.
I know, it's bad.
Okay, because we are so busy chasing online tail, or tail will never meet.
I'm telling you.
Right? You treat people, you show people how you want to be treated by treating yourself.
Yeah.
And if you neglect yourself, if you're always changing yourself for people, people will catch on.
Yeah.
And people will take advantage of that.
Yeah.
You will kill yourself slowly. You will become the very things that you despise.
Yeah.
You will live a life of resentment and anger, not just towards yourself, but other men you come across.
You ain't lying.
I said, you know, like I'm one of those people where people see things like jealousy as a bad thing. People see things as envy a bad thing. Okay, I'm one of those people where not only am I going to build up some dude I see, if I see they're having a bad day, I'm one of those people where if I go out, if I go to a club, if I go do whatever, right? I'm not one of those dudes that are going to get jealous because my girl wants to wear whatever the hell she's wearing, right? I'm one of those people where it's like, dude, if other dudes are looking at her and they're envying her and they're getting jealous and they're coveting that,
You should be like, damn, I'm
let
winning.
it, because I'm one of those people where if I go to a club and I'm looking at another woman like, damn, and I know they're taking, I'm like, damn. Number one, I'm going to be man enough
To look at the dude like, how did you get that?
right.
Exactly.
I'm
yeah.
going to respect a motherfucker for that,
Yeah,
right?
I
I'm not going
agree.
to sit there and start shit with him. I'm not going to sit there and get into an argument with him trying to take his girl, right? Because that's fucking disrespectful as fuck.
Yeah.
Now, if I could show up in a room after I've bettered myself and then have somebody's girl come up and talk to me, that is something totally
That's totally different. Yeah.
Right? But I think that we have forgotten to do these things as men.
Yeah.
And it really fucking saddens me sometimes, because it's like everything is like, I get it, as men we compete, we like to compete, we like to do things, right? But I think instead of building each other up, all we do is constantly compete with each other
And tear each other down.
and
now.
tear each other down without even realizing we're competing with each
Yeah,
other.
exactly.
I've had so many of my male friends, we'll hang out, and they will like literally crash out on me, and they'll be like, hey man, you know, fuck you for always being right, fuck you for like always knowing how to read a room, fuck you for this and that. I was like,
I'm
dude,
trying to help you, bro.
right? And it's like, dude, I am only trying to help you because I see that you're going through shit.
Yeah.
I said, and I know that as a man, you're too fucking stubborn to ask for help. And that is another thing, guys. Look, I swear,
Ask for help.
I swear on everything, you are not the only motherfucker dealing with some shit. I said, I swear to God, you might know 3 motherfuckers, and I guarantee they're going through some shit, but none of y'all would know it because y'all too motherfucking prideful. Because if you talk to another dude, if you talk to your guys, you're going to be gay. You're going to have too many feelings, right? You're going to be a bitch, right? Y'all need to stop that shit, man. Y'all need to fucking... You can sit there and be a man and have feelings and
You could be vulnerable.
right, you can, right, exactly. Right? And that's a whole nother fucking subject, you know, because women always want to talk about they want a guy who can be vulnerable, but then they love to use that vulnerability against their guys. So, I mean, you can talk to your homie about shit. You know, you can talk to your people about shit. People just need to learn how to fucking do better, be better for themselves first and foremost. Right? Like, you don't always have to agree with every motherfucker out there.
Yeah.
Learn to have a difference of fucking opinion. You know, that's the fucking... I know I'm going off on a tangent, but you know, that's the problem with, I think, everything today, especially here. You know, like, I don't give a fuck what your religious background is, right? I don't give a fuck what your sexual orientation is. I don't give a fuck what your skin color is. All right? Like, we are all fucking people, right? In the end, we're all people. And I don't care if you need to go like, hey, we're all children of God. We're all people. We're all this. We're all that. You know, everyone wants to talk about, you know, fucking, everyone wants to sit there and break everyone down by class, race, by immigrant, fucking, who's not, all that bullshit. Fact is, we're all fucking people. We all forget that we're all going through shit. Your shit is no more than my shit. It's still shit. Shit's still shit, man. It still stinks. It still sucks.
And we gotta talk to each other about it.
Right, but like nobody wants to talk about it. Everyone assumes that nobody has any idea. Nobody knows what's going on. Nobody, and that might be true because you know what? You don't talk about shit. So, and you know what all this boils back down to is exactly what I've said from the very fucking beginning of all this. Communication.
Yeah.
We as people have forgot how to communicate because all we do is communicate through text. Or we communicate online behind a screen.
Yeah.
We rarely face to face. Most of us don't pick up the goddamn phone. Well, I don't know that number. I'm not picking that motherfucker up. Like I said, man, all the knowledge, all the everything at your fingertips, and none of y'all fucking use it properly.
Well, I'm gonna leave y'all with this. If you ain't communicating in life, you're losing.
Right.
If you're a man and you want to have a life that's fulfilled, I agree with Michael. Number one, you need to take care of yourself as a man first. You need to put yourself first, your goals, your dreams. Don't change yourself for your friends. Don't change yourself for your females. Don't change yourself for anybody because you will resent that as a man. Number two, you gotta chase your dreams and your passions and go for it. If you don't go for it and put everything out there and try as much as you can try to get to where you want to get to, you're going to get to a state where, like, I wish I would have did that. And you don't want to have that I wish I would have did that moments. And then number three, I really do think as men, we got to be vulnerable. So I agree with all the three things he says. Like, you got to talk to people. And that's why we're doing this right now, because it doesn't matter how old you are, young you are, if you're not letting yourself and your voice be heard within the universe, you're going to be dealing with shit inside your brain and your stomach that you don't want to deal with. It's going to be atomic bombs going off in your body, and you don't want to deal with that.
I mean, there's a reason why. I mean, I'm a military vet, right? And there's a reason why, you know, veteran suicide for a very long time has been a very real fucking thing, because not only are we all men, and we don't like to talk about shit anyway, but then, like, you add the fact that somebody's a veteran and a man, right? Then it's double worse because people have this idea that just because you're in the military means you should be more of a rock, you should be stronger, you should
hell
be...
nah.
And it goes back to the whole...
It's the exact opposite. The more stuff you went through, the more you need to talk.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's just, and, you know, military is one aspect of things, but even people that have gone through trauma,
Yeah.
right? People have been shot at, stabbed, right? People that had near-death experiences. These are all things that shape us over time. People that have had a relationship just vanish, right? Either divorce or death or whatever. We as men, I think we don't talk very much because we're afraid that either people aren't going to listen or they're going to make fun of us. And that's usually what it is, even when you talk to your homie.
100%.
Right.
And as men, we got to get to the point where we ain't laughing at our homies.
Right, we got to get to the point where I really think, like, we need to just like build each other up, man.
We need
Like,
this. That's
like,
why I want to do this. I want
yeah,
to have
dude.
these, and not only with just men, women too.
Right.
I want to have like I plan on expanding this to the point where it eventually becomes a group conversation of just real people. I don't want supermodels and super this and super. I want real life motherfuckers talking about real life
Right.
stuff of all ages, and because we need to have real conversations. What have you went through? Why do you think like this? And let's like it's not a we're not yelling. We're not arguing. We're not having these crazy ass, stupid ass clip. I don't care about that. What I really care about is what we just spoke about. I want the information out of your brain from your experiences. I don't need your whole fucking full story. This ain't a damn interview. I don't want none of that. I want to ask questions that are going on around the world, and I want experience and information that are from real people. And like you're a real person. You went through a lot of stuff, and I appreciate you coming on here and talking to me, talking to the people that's listening, and yeah, y'all, it's Michael, man. It's Michael. It's Michael. You got anything you want to say to the people, leave the people with?
No, just, like, love yourselves more often, man. Like, and I don't mean that in a weird fucking way. Just be kinder to yourselves, man. And that's anybody, man. Just do the thing that you never thought you were going to do. Do the thing that you thought you never could do because you didn't think you were good enough, or somebody told you you weren't good enough, right? Just because there's gonna come a time where like, dude, there's gonna come a time where you're gonna wish you could do something, and for whatever reason you can't, right? For anybody, and that could be anything. Like, if you ever wanted to go do that marathon but didn't think you'd be able to do it, go do the motherfucker, because there's gonna come a time where your legs ain't gonna work right?
Me.
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 If I really want to try this or that, but I can't because I'm on a diet. Dude, go try the motherfucking thing, right?
Yeah.
Enjoy yourself. I'm not saying you have to get like hedonistic about it. I'm not saying you have to like give into all the pleasurable things you want to do, but like experience life. Most fucking people have never left the goddamn city or state
I'm telling you.
that they were born in. Get out. Go on a road trip. Go pick a random fucking location and just fucking drive there. Right? Stop living within the boxes that you and people have created for you.
Love hard and live harder. That's how I leave you. All right, y'all. I appreciate y'all. We're going to catch y'all next week, Saturday, with some more conversation. But for now, my name is Leroy Mitchell. That's Michael. Y'all can't see Michael, but Michael going to say bye to y'all.
Bye. Have fun.
And yeah, we appreciate y'all. We'll catch y'all later. Thank you.